Hello friends, today we are going to discuss our next chapter, that is CNS stimulant drugs. So previously we are discussing about the CNS depressant drug or psychotropic drug which are having ability to reduce the excitation, reduce the activity of brain and spinal cord. Now today's topic is related to the initiating or increasing the central nervous system activity. So number of new drugs are available in the market, but in our syllabus the traditional we have to discuss the traditional uh, synthetic drug which can be used as a CNS stimulant drug or central nervous system stimulant agent. So definition of CNS stimulant drug, that is the agent which stimulate the brain and spinal cord. These drugs are having ability to increase the brain and spinal cord activity stimulation. Okay, they are also called as the analeptics, the another name of CNS stimulant drug, that is analeptics. So if question ask on the name of analeptic, write the classification of analeptics, write a note on analeptics, define analeptics. Now you have to know that the analeptics and CNS stimulant are the same. Okay, then important part, the classification of CNS stimulant drug. So very much important classification, as we are previously discussed. Classification can be asked in your annual examination, so you have to memorize as it is. So see the classification according to the stimulation part. The CNS stimulant drugs are categorized in different forms. So first classification part, the cortical stimulant, that is cerebral cortex, that is this class drug are having ability to stimulate the cerebral cortex, that is the one part of brain. So example of cortical stimulant, that is xanthine alkaloid and amphetamine. Then second class, that is medullary stimulant. Medullary stimulant, that is those drug which are having ability to stimulate the medulla oblongata. The example of medullary stimulant, that is nicotinamide and lactazole. Then last important class, that is spinal stimulant. Spinal stimulant are having ability to stimulate the spinal cord. Okay, so example of spinal stimulant, that is strychnine and nicotine. So in your pharmacology practical, CD-based practical, we have to discuss the stretch reflex activity on the frog with the help of this strychnine sulfate, that is one kind of spinal stimulant. Okay, so this is about the classification. Three important class as cortical stimulant, medullary stimulant and spinal stimulant, and the example, selective example, important example of that classification you have to mention. So this is about a simple classification of CNS stimulant. Now the next part of our discussion, that is cortical stimulant pharmacological action. So first we have to discuss on xanthine alkaloid. So xanthine alkaloid, in that the number of alkaloids are isolated from a certain CNS stimulant drugs like caffeine, theophylline. Such type of drugs are included in the xanthine alkaloid, and there are number of sources to isolate the caffeine. So one experiment in our pharmacognosy subject, that is isolation of caffeine from tea powder. Okay, very interesting experiment. Very minute quantities isolated from tea powder. So lengthy process, to isolation of caffeine from tea. If you interested, then you can see the procedure of isolation of caffeine from tea. Okay, now important part of our discussion, that is the pharmacological action of caffeine. So first, pharmacological action of caffeine on CNS, central nervous system. How caffeine stimulate the central different part of central nervous system? See, caffeine acts on a cerebral cortex in larger doses and stimulate the medullary rays and spinal cord. So caffeine, after given caffeine externally in depressed person, as we are in normal condition, we are taken the caffeine in the form of tea, then after within few minutes we get stimulated after consumption of that uh, tea. But in very depressed person, external caffeine injection can be given. Okay, so after injection of caffeine acting on cerebral cortex, if given in larger dose and stimulating the cerebral cortex. So first cerebral cortex, they stimulate the mental activity and physical performance. After given caffeine in larger dose, the physical activity, mental alertness, body behavior, body balance, or person physical activity get change, and the person physical activity or person mental alertness get increases. Then action on medulla oblongata. After introduction of caffeine in large dose, or the caffeine stimulate the respiratory, vagal, and vasomotor center. So after increasing the activity of medulla oblongata by caffeine, the respiratory center get stimulate, respiration get increases, the vagal activity get increases, and also the vasomotor center, if depressed, then that vasomotor center can be depressed. So in normal condition, the medulla oblongata is having activity to stimulate the respiration, stimulate the vagal center, vasomotor center, but in depressed person, that all center or that all activity are depresses, so that we are requiring to give the external dose of that caffeine or any other suitable CNA stimulant. Then action on spinal cord. So large dose of caffeine produces an increase in reflex excitability of the spinal cord. Reflex excitation get increases, spinal action gets increases, spinal cord stimulation takes place, so that spinal excite reflex action or spinal nerves get stimulated, so that our physical performance, physical activity get increases. So this is the action, pharmacological action of caffeine on different part of central nervous system. This is about only very important action of caffeine on the different part of central nervous system. Then action on the cardiovascular system. Then in that first, action on heart. So heart, xanthine direct action on myocardium and increase in heart rate and force of contraction. As the central nervous system activity get increases, that cortical stimulation, spinal stimulation, and medulla oblongata stimulation carried out takes place, then automatically the blood purification, contraction of heart get increases. So that heart activity get increases. Myocardium is a one part of heart. So after stimulation, after stimulation of our body, physical activity, automatically the contraction, force of contraction and rate get increases. Then blood vessel, action on blood vessel, the dilation, vasodilation, it takes place. Vasodilation, that is dilation of blood vessels, is initiated. Then action on the smooth muscles. The relaxation of bronchial smooth muscles is takes place. Relaxation of bronchi is carried out after introduction of the caffeine in larger dose. Then action on skeletal muscle. So skeletal muscle after given caffeine, skeletal muscle strength get increases. Skeletal muscle strength increases because the physical activity increases after stimulation of brain, spinal cord, medulla oblongata. Automatically the person physical performance, mental activity, mental alertness increases, so that is directly acting on the skeletal system. The skeletal system get stimulated and the muscle strength get increases, so that physical activities also increases. Then action on the kidney. The xanthan produces increased urine output. Normally, if we are taken the larger quantity of tea in a daytime or night time, the urine output get increases. This is the pharmacological action of caffeine on central nervous system and cardiovascular system. That is action on different central nervous system part, that is the corticals, uh, medulla oblongata, then spinal cord and cortical, and also the action on cardiovascular system, different parts of cardiovascular system, that is heart, blood vessel, smooth muscle, skeletal muscle, and also urinary system, that is kidney. So all actions are stimulation action, increase action or increase activity, that is the main role or main part of central nervous system. So this is about the pharmacological action of caffeine. Then adverse reaction or adverse effect. If larger quantity of drug or larger quantity of caffeine is given in the form of injection or any other route, if we are taken a larger consumption of caffeine, then what are the different adverse reaction or adverse effect? See, confusion, confusion, then tremor, that is head injury can be produces, then insomnia, that is lack of sleep, duration of sleep get reduces. Excitement, more excitement or more excitation is not suitable to our health. Then hyper acidity, that is increase in the acid secretion in the stomach. Ulcer can be produces in our mouth, or also ulcers can be produces in our stomach. HCl secretion get increases if we are taken in a larger quantity of caffeine in the form of tea or coffee or any other route or any other suitable dosage form. If we are consume larger quantity, acidity get increases. Then tolerance can be produces. Okay, if we are repeatedly taken uh, larger quantity of caffeine, then tolerance can be produces. That is, uh, we have to require the large dose to initiate the activity or mental alertness. Okay, so these are the different adverse reactions of caffeine or CNS stimulant drugs. Then therapeutic uses of caffeine or CNS stimulant drug. So CNS stimulant drug are having used in different conditions, but important you have to memorize, that is relief from fatigue, muscle fatigue or muscle rigidness get reduces, that is skeletal activity get increases. And mild depression get reduces, person mental activity, mental alertness increases. Then headache treatment, after consuming tea, the headache treatment or headache, we have to relieve from headache after consuming small amount of tea. Then used in the bronchial asthma, bronchial asthma, that condition is initiated by different hypersensitivity reactions. So bronchial asthma, in that treatment, the caffeine can be used. Then theophylline is used as a diuretic. It CNS stimulant drug like theophylline or caffeine is having ability to increase the urine output, as we are discussing in the pharmacological action of caffeine on kidney. So urine output get increases, so it can be used as a diuretic. Then this is about the general pharmacology of caffeine, that in that we are discussing about the caffeine, pharmacological action of caffeine, adverse reaction of caffeine. Then we are discussing about the therapeutic uses of caffeine. Now next part, that is amphetamine, next drug, amphetamine. So pharmacological action is same, but you have to memorize the uses. So therapeutic use of amphetamine important, it is used in the treatment of narcolepsy. So narcolepsy is a attack of sleep in daytime. Okay, if any person is not stimulated or lack of sleep in that person, or in daytime the person is sleeping, so that disorder is called as narcolepsy. So in that condition, amphetamine drug is beneficial after consuming or after introduction of that amphetamine drug in the form of injection or suitable dosage form according to physician guideline. Then that person can be cured by given the amphetamine drug. Also, uh, amphetamine is used in the treatment of obesity. Obesity, that is obesity, obese person, that is fatty person. So reducing fat, it this drug is beneficial along with another drug or another drug therapy according to the physician. Okay, so this is about the amphetamine therapeutic uses. Then medullary stimulant nicotinamide, picrotoxin, spinal stimulant strychnine. So strychnine, in pharmacognosy first year, we are discussing about the Strychnus nux vomica, the biological source of Strychnus nux nux vomica, that is Strychnus nux vomica. From that nux vomica seed, the strychnine get isolated by a suitable extraction technique. Okay, so strychnine is having ability to increase the activity of spinal cord. Okay, after introduction of strychnine, the spinal cord activity get increases, so it is called as spinal stimulant. Pharmacological action of strychnine, that is it act on a spinal cord and abolishes the inhibitory post synaptic potentiation. Abolishes, that is stop, by stopping the post synaptic potentiation, the activity of spinal cord get increases in depressed person. So in spinal stimulant therapy, the strychnine is very much important drug, and stimulate the gastric secretion. Gastric secretion, that is secretion, uh, gastric mucosa. Okay, and another gastric secretions are stimulated by using the strychnine injection. So beneficial, uh, one experiment we have to see in CD-based experiment, that is the activity of strychnine sulfate on stretch reflex of frog. So when that experiment we have to discuss, then we are discussing detail on the activity of that strychnine sulfate. So this is about the central nervous system stimulant drugs. So in this chapter we are discussing about the definition of CNS drug, that is agent which are having the ability to increase the activity of brain and spinal cord. Also they are also called as the analeptics. Then the classification of CNS stimulant drug, three, the simple classification of CNS stimulant drug. Then the pharmacological action of caffeine, action on central nervous system, action on cardiovascular system, different parts of cardiovascular system get stimulated, and the adverse reaction of CNS stimulant drug. Then the amphetamine therapeutic uses, Also, the spinal stimulant, that is strychnine pharmacological, simple pharmacological action of strychnine. So this is about the central nervous system stimulation drug. If any student is having problem related with the topic, then you can ask me. Thank you.